Hello, my name is Dr. Laurel Bear, and I retired as Assistant Superintendent of Student and Employee Welfare from the Alhambra School District, which is an unusual title, and it's important to share that the purpose for that title was that we addressed school-based mental health as much as we did academic success. We were able to develop and model a nationally recognized program that integrated the importance and value of school-based mental health. Upon retiring from the Alhambra School District, I transitioned into consulting with the Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health as an educational consultant, where we are able to implement and integrate the importance and value of school-based mental health. What we're going to be discussing in our 4 modules is how to help you as classroom teachers, those first line of defense, be able to identify those students that may be struggling with their mental health, or furthermore, being consideration of youth suicide. It is never too early to start reducing risk factors for suicide and increasing those protective factors in your students' lives. Comprehensive approach that support mental health, develop life skills, and promote the development of positive relationships with caring adults will help protect your students, our children, from suicide and support a healthy transition into adulthood. School districts across the country are increasing support for students' mental health this fall to help students cope with so many stressors, particularly the stress and trauma from COVID-19. Schools are preparing a variety of measures for the return to the classroom. These include focusing on social-emotional learning, adding additional counselors and social workers to school campuses, and even considering to allow excused absences for mental health days. As teachers, you play such a critical role and such an important role in the prevention of student suicide. It is important to be mindful that talking to your students about mental health and suicide can help them feel safe and supported. So how do you do this? As a teacher, address such a tough topic, and are you comfortable having these discussions with your students? Teachers and educators, in collaboration with mental health partners, are making a concerted effort to address the critical need to prevent youth suicide. As a teacher, it is important that you understand, what does good mental health mean? Can you teach good mental health? And can you model good mental health? Do you as a teacher have the ability to foster good mental health in your classroom? And the answer is a profound yes, you do. You can significantly contribute to your students' mental health. I know as a teacher, you must strive each and every day to support and guide your students, and you have the tools to do so. So let's look at these skills and further understand the importance of your role. Let's start with a better understanding of health and well-being. The World Health Organization, WHO, proposed a definition that linked health to well-being in terms of physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. This includes wellness in physical, emotional, social, and academic domains. Each of these wellness areas are important because each is intertwined with the other, and they certainly impact your schools and your students. In essence, well-being is a wholeness, a completeness, a balance in your student's life. And this balance is true for all individuals and organizations, which must include your classrooms and your schools. This series will provide tools to help promote good mental health, intervene in a mental health crisis, and support your students' most important allies, their teachers, along with members of your school community. It is designed to help prevent the most heartbreaking event, youth suicide. My hope is to promote well-being while reducing the risk of suicide through some of the measures that will be described. First, it is important to recognize that by changing the way we talk about suicide, we change the way we think of it. In general, the language used for any other illness-based death or sudden loss, such as heart attack or car accident, should be a guiding principle on how we talk about suicide. Schools have special reasons for taking action to help prevent the tragedy of suicide. A student's mental health can affect their academic performance, and depression and other brain conditions can interfere with a student's ability to learn. All of you recognize that it is an important part of school's overall mission to maintain a safe classroom and school environment. A student's suicide can significantly impact other students, as well as the entire school community. Knowing what to do, helping students manage their well-being, will contribute to the prevention of suicide, and the tragedy that could occur. Although we are talking about schools, it's important that you understand that your students are part of a community and that any comprehensive intervention includes not only members of the school, but also the family as well as members of the child's extended community, any trusted adult. Could be a therapist, a primary care provider, a coach, anybody that student may rely upon. Experts recommend that our schools use an approach to suicide prevention that includes the following. School districts provide training and suicide awareness education for all teachers and school staff. It is important that schools educate parents regarding suicide risk and mental health messaging and the promotion and importance of good mental health. It is equally important to educate and involve your students in mental health promotion, messaging, as well as suicide prevention efforts. Schools are responsible to screen students for suicide risk, as appropriate by those who are trained in suicide risk screening. As teachers and educators, you must contribute with the identification of students at possible risk for suicide and refer them to appropriate services. What we do know is that suicide is a major preventable public health problem. Reducing the number of suicides requires the engagement and commitment of people in many sectors, including education. As teachers, you contribute significantly to your school community because teachers foster a positive, supportive environment and promote student engagement while supporting comprehensive education, as well as social-emotional learning, which is critically important in your classrooms. Your classrooms and teaching must model and support the following: strong, effective communication skills, opportunities to problem solve, practices and opportunities to participate in stress management with such activities as mindfulness, time out, brain breaks, journal writing. In fostering social emotional learning in your classroom, both your classrooms and schools will be able to create safe and caring school classrooms, positive classroom and school climate, stronger student participation and engagement because students recognize and feel that they are part of the decision-making process. A stronger sense of school connectedness, which is the belief by students that the adults and peers in schools care about their learning as well as about them. For more information regarding some of these talking points, you can explore this in the SAMHSA Toolkit, available online.